What do you think about when you hear these words? Rodney Dangerfield pulling off the perfect triple Lindy, bouquets of freshly sharpened pencils, or do you think about the wondrous journey that is education? Our resident HR geek would like to focus your attention this morning on your own personal development. Please join Scott as he takes you on a path of discovery into the land of personalities. Welcome, Scott.
For a second while I get rid of this. We don't need no lecture. Okay. So good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
What messages resonate with you? What are those messages that when you hear them, they speak to your soul? And what messages, when you hear them, make your eyes gloss over, lose consciousness, and drift off into Never Never Land? We have to know what those messages are, both for ourselves and for our audience. And fortunately, there's been a lot of research done over the years being able to help us identify how messages impact us and how our messages impact others. I am a strong proponent of Myers-Briggs. I love MBTI. I think it does a wonderful job with being able to get to the core of who we are as people and really makes sense in terms of helping us understand and choose a dichotomy of our personality as opposed to just being a stagnant creature. Within that world of MBTI, there's a guy named David Kolb that did a lot of research about how learning styles and communication impact our daily life. And he took the MBTI tool and applied it in a very different way. I'd like to go through a little bit of that with you this morning to help you understand how to craft your message so that your messages become more resonant with the people around you. People's personalities are largely determined and largely recognized through two major components: how you perceive the world, and then how you process that information. What I mean by perceiving the world: all around us are stimuli. All around us are things that impact our daily life. And when you look at how you perceive the world, you can either perceive it in terms of what it actually is, or what it could be. Take, for instance, this common glass. What do you see? Glass.
Glass.
It's empty. I see a tracing tool, a vase, an object to throw at somebody that doesn't like my speech today.
Oh, wow.
It can be many different things. There are a lot of different possibilities if you're intuitive. So if you start with looking at those that are intuitive on one side, and those that are sensing, who see the fact that this is a glass. It's not a vase, it's a glass. It's empty, it's heavy. It weighs 4.5 ounces and was crafted in Bavaria. That's what it is. If you're communicating with somebody who sees that, and you start communicating them about the bigger picture about what could be, this is how the world could change, they say, no, this is how things are. It's a very different perception based upon your world. Now, once you've perceived information, the next thing you do is you process it. And you have two choices for how to process information. You can either process information from a set of previously defined beliefs called feelings. You can be a feeler. You can be an individual that looks at something, and as you take it in, you compare that against who you believe you are, what values you have held dear for your entire life. What are those things that define you as a person? Or you can use those same values in a logical way. Not about how it makes you feel. Not about the impact it can have on you. But about what it logically is. Remember Spock. Spock was a radical, logical guy. Yes. Thank you, Jeremy, for the Spock side. I appreciate that. Spock was a logical guy. Everything was about logic to him. He had no feelings for things. It was just logic. And there are people out there that have that same way of thinking. You have that logical component. So if you're crafting a message to someone who you know is extremely logical, and you talk about how this is going to make them feel, how it's going to impact their soul, their eyes are going to gloss over, and you're done. Now, all of us sell. We sell products and services every day. We sell ourselves. We work for fitness companies, nutrition companies, insurance companies, CPA companies, HR companies. And all of us have to create a message that people want to buy our product or service. If we don't craft that message correctly, they're not going to do it. When we can't sell our product or service, we can't afford to come to Toastmasters. So it's important to be able to form that communication in a way that's going to resonate with the people who you're trying to touch. As you're forming that, there are certain questions that each person is going to ask in different ways. Folks that look at the feelings and the intuition, those are the people that really look at the people component. They ask why. Why can things not be differently? Why do people think that way? Why does that impact them so deeply? They're influenced with the people part. On the other side, if you're looking at things very logical and what it could be, then you're asking, what if? What if we flew to the moon? What if we tried something different? What if, that's a horrible A. What if we reached out of the box? What if we tried to be somebody different? Then you look down in the bottom corner and you look at those folks that are sensing and thinking. Those folks are looking at how. How can we do things differently? How do we become more productive? How do we end up impacting the world? And then lastly, those folks down here are asking what? They care about the feeling. They care about what impacts people. They care about what it's going to do to society. There's still a deeply held belief, but they're using it in a more concrete manner. So as you go forward today, and you have to craft your message to people, make sure that you are creating a message that's going to resonate with those people around you. That's going to resonate with those people who you need to connect with on a daily basis. If you don't resonate, you're never going to succeed. And resonance is created through knowing personality, defining your message, and teaching others why your product or service is the one that they have to have. Have a wonderful day, everyone.